podcast, we keep it curious. Break it down, have some fun. The real talk's never turning.
Yes.
All
As you
right,
know,
here we are.
hey, here we are.
Hey,
I just feel so,
sister.
hey, sister.
No,
Yes, please, we have branding that we need to adhere
excuse
to.
me,
Yes,
sister. Excuse me.
yes.
My apologies.
I accept your apology. And I'm sure the rest of our sus stars accept it as well.
Yeah.
Uh, so how's how are you doing before we get into the show? How you doing?
I'm good. I was wondering why I couldn't hear myself.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe why I have on the noise cancellation. That's why I couldn't hear myself.
So they working.
So
Mm-hmm.
they're working.
Mm-hmm.
I am good. I'm just tired of work, girl. I'm stressed out. I want to stop
Mm.
working. But outside of that, I'm good. I'm glad to be alive. I mean, yes, I'm glad to be alive. I know it's kind of
Not
crazy out here.
not just sound like you second guess that a little bit.
I didn't second guess it, but if I could be somewhere else, that would also
Mm-hmm.
be cool. I would love to go to a different planet, maybe. Let's start with a different
Mm.
country. How about that? Let's start there.
Like Costa Rica
But
or something.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, very tropical. Just
Mm-hmm.
anywhere that's not
Mm-hmm.
America.
Jamaica. Stella.
Uh, I don't know if Stella always has her groove, so she don't need to get in that. But,
Um, okay.
how are
Uh
you though? How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so blessed today.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Tired because I had a great weekend, very exhausting. Um, one of my problems I realized, like, not that I have like this issue that I feel like I don't hate to
Break
let
it down
people
for
down.
us.
What?
Say break it down for us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just have this issue and this realization this weekend. I'm like, I really don't want to let people down. Because I'm just like stretched too thin.
Yeah, yeah, understandable.
Yeah. So I just had like a moment of just like reflection, like j- I'm booked. I'm overbooked, double booked, triple booked.
Very much, very much. Say I'm booked and busy and I just can't commit.
Yeah, like my mother, she been hassling me, okay, to come and visit. And I'm like, I'm trying. Like I'm like, please just bear with me. Like my
Go
schedule.
go visit
Just
your
bear with me
mother.
for a second. I am. I just need a minute. But anyway, enough of those issues, enough of those troubles. Um, Welcome to Sus the Pod.
The
I'm
sus
TJ.
pie. And I'm TP, sorry. I got a little song in my spirit about our
You do,
podcast.
you do.
Maybe I should
Give,
write the hook
give us a
for
couple more
the beginning.
bars.
No, thank you. No, 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 no. This is a
You have to get no bars.
yeah, I can't give you too much because it's not licensed yet, so I don't need
Okay.
people. Yeah, but we will get something. We will get something in the works for the girls.
Yeah, when we
Very much.
do the next tranche,
Mhm,
uh
mhm,
yeah,
mhm. We'll have a launch.
we'll give you a producer credit on
Oh,
the music.
yes.
You get a writer producer credit. Because
Period. Okay, Grammy on the way,
because
boo.
okay, because the current writer is who? Miss Chat GPT. So and we thank her
Child,
for the lyrics.
don't tell the girls that too loud. They'll start jumping down your throat about using Chat GTP, honey, and
You know what's
AI.
crazy? They just signed that AI artist. Did you read the article about it?
I did
I don't
see something like that about like an AI artist for the first time did something. It's like, girl,
yeah, so there's a human writer to it, and the singer is AI and the face is AI, which, I, I think it just I don't know. I would say it does take away, like there's a lot of singers out there who need a job, so I don't know.
hey
I
man,
think it
let
just
them
takes
people write.
away.
Let the people write, child.
But whatever,
My God,
whatever. But anyway, let's kick off the show with
get
boom,
into
boom,
it.
boom. I with other people's business. You know what? I actually made like a little snippet, like a little soundbite for this, like, I did. But the crazy thing is, like, I guess I'll add it this time. So, watch. Okay, this is how we're gonna do it. This is producer magic. Okay, so I'm gonna count to three. I'm gonna leave this all in too. I'm gonna count to three, and then the song is gonna play, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, this is cool." It's not really a song; it's just a soundbite. And then you're gonna be like, "Oh, that's so cool," and then we're gonna act like we're just gonna just go straight into it, and I didn't have this little
Okay.
break, right?
I love that.
Okay.
Okay, here
All
we go.
right. 1, 2, 3.
You ain't know me, you down with OPB, but every time.
Here we are, ready for other people's business.
Other people's business. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My
Maybe that was
God,
too soon.
maybe, but that's okay. I'll put a delay in there.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so let's start here. Okay. There's a couple things that are on my mind, and I think we should go into Cardi B first.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so I mean, I've already uh told every one of y'all that, I'm a barb. So, yes, my opinion is biased.
Openly admitted it. Wow.
Yes, it's biased, and that's okay. It's okay. But I can be relatively fair. All right?
Relatively fair is crazy.
Relatively fair, right? So I listened to the whole thing. Do I need to hear it again front to back? No. I would give it a 7 out of 10 though, right? I'll give it a 7. I'll give her sevens, right? But my issue with the album is I thought it was like too rappy. I thought it was like rappy. You remember like how Doja tried to do like the last album was like very rappy, it's all these hard
Yeah.
beats and whatever. I feel like we didn't need it. We didn't need that.
Okay.
Because that's not Cardi B's bag. Like her bag is like the fun, good time, like I'm about to turn up music. Or there's like little softer things that I enjoyed too, like when she did Ring with Kehlani on the first one, like stuff like that, right?
Okay.
Uh I didn't think the hooks on this album were particularly strong,
Okay.
but I do think that there were definitely some really standout moments that, of course, the internet has been talking about, like left and right, which
Mhm.
which include these are my favorites. Principal, which she spelled
Mhm.
wrong.
Good work.
Pretty and Petty is great. I think that's like the biggest standout there. I do like Magnet, and I do like the Selena Gomez one called Pick It Up. So that was cool. And there was like there's like maybe like one or two like smaller ones that I think are cool too. But I think if she could rewind it back, I think she should have put the Pretty and Petty song out for the streets maybe like a week ago.
Yeah.
So the girls have something to nibble on and something
Mhm.
that fits the am I the
Come on,
drama, like,
A&R.
yes, like let the people nibble on that because I
Mhm.
think they would have ate that up, and then people would want to, even if it was just a snippet, I think people would have ate that up. And then I think she should have just gave us that Selena Gomez song as just like the main, something just like really nice for the radio. And my final piece about that is
Mhm.
that it was good. Like I said, the album was good enough. Solidify why she should be considered in the big three because it's a lot better than a lot of other people's things that they were giving out, but it's not invasion of privacy. And I guess that's okay. She
Yeah.
did more than Lauryn Hill, and that's a bump. That's a bump
Well,
up.
there you go. Yeah. Amen
Okay.
to that.
So
Wow.
I would love to
Okay.
hear your thoughts
Well,
on it.
yeah, I first have to say that I did not listen to it all the way. I did listen to Principal, like the school. And
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. I've seen the lines from I think it's Pretty and Pink and whatever. She's Pretty and Petty. But it always is interesting to me to hear people either complain on one side about her bars not being like, maybe like intelligent enough or like savvy enough,
Mm.
And then also, like, well, it's just too much rap to your point. Like, it should be a little bit kind of like, we need something else. We need some other sing-songy things.
To be clear, she said
Yeah.
A B C D E F G. Okay, these are bars. So
Yes. And I think there's no difference between her saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G and them ones that be like, hey, I got chalk pad. Like, it's all the same to me. Like, it just is this like syncopated random words put together. So she's like just in one of those things. But I also think there is not a conversation around artists having like evolution and changes based on their lives and the way that they are
mhm.
feeling themselves musically. I think she might be one of those people that is definitely ebbs and flows in the ways in which she produces music. Now, is her bars more lyrically like packed and ear fuck? No, please.
Yeah.
Please come on.
Hmm.
But I think
But I
the
don't know I don't know why they ever the people the Gen Pop.
yeah.
Why would you, I don't I think it was unfair to ever like have that expectation
Yeah,
of
I
her in
think
the
it's
first
wild.
place.
Wild to have it. Like, she is not someone that I'm gonna be like, ooh, Cardi called you a slut whore, trick bag, dirty bitch. Like, that's not clever. Megan used a law to then talk
All right
about
now. All right now.
someone. I'm just saying. Those are clever bars. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick
Yeah.
Lamar talking about, kind of calling, race into play and your mimic of blackness. Those are things that I'm thinking about. So, and not to try to pit the girls against one another. I know I felt the spirit jumping up in you around Megan throwing her in here. So I needed to be careful around how I say that. Because, I mean, Nicki Minaj is the same way. Like, she has clever, ways in which she uses language and words. But Cardi B, my girl's just definitely going to talk on the microphone. And we're
And
okay
that's
with that.
okay. Yes, and that is
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
It is
That's
just fine.
okay.
But I mean, I think it is good. I'm excited for her. It's just this whole backlash from the other things that don't pertain to her music, like, and
Mm.
also the conversation around her music is the same every time she releases anything. It's trash, she can't rap, it's corny, like, it's always that. But it's just been the backlash, I think, that's been the most craziest part for me of all of this, that I haven't even been able to listen to the music.
Is it? Yeah, well, I'm glad you mentioned that because there's a lot stirring up online. But the background of it all is, of course, this album has come out, and she's supposed to be going on tour in February, and she's
Yes, in
pregnant.
February.
Yeah, she's pregnant. She announced it over the last week,
Yep.
which I mean, even a blind person, I don't even know why why the folks pretended like that wasn't happening, but like even a blind person could see that this was like going to be this was the thing. So she's pregnant. This is her first tour. It's supposed to be going on in February. Of course, people. I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, when she first announced the tour, I'm like, whew, I don't know if I want to buy the first ticket. Because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like the early dates, it seemed like it might be a little touch
Iffy.
and go. Yeah, it might
Yeah,
be a little touch and go because you never know. So but it's fine. I feel like in itself, I know I would have a good time at that show because it
yeah,
would be
for
fun.
sure.
But apparently it has triggered people.
Several people.
Um, and one of those people it's Crissle from the Read, and I know a
Mhm.
lot of people are fans of the Read and just like the
Mhm.
overall brand of that. And
Yeah.
um I'm also included in one of the folks who used to listen to them as
Same. Same.
well. She just went on a rant.
You getting ready to go lay down and pray that mommy makeover don't kill you like it do so many other women, and then do you a little boom cack 1-2 sidestep on that fucking tour. I hope you girls are ready for her to give you fucking nothing but unnatural hips, a ridiculous looking what I guarantee you, like she said, she gonna have Hennessy put her in that fucking fire 3 seconds after she's done giving birth, because don't nothing matter to her more than the way she looks.
And I will sum up the rant before we get into the rant. I will sum it
Yeah.
up. because it was
Yeah.
like it was an 8-minute rant at this. So
Which is crazy.
I don't know. I don't know if this part of the episode. I don't think it was the read of the episode, but like
No.
this was a long part of the conversation. So
Yeah.
essentially, she said that she was not okay with the fact that Cardi B got pregnant right before all this stuff was happening, the album rollout, the tour, blah, 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 blah. And then she inferred that Cardi B could not like raise well-rounded kids because she couldn't spend enough time with all of these kids, and now she got all these baby daddies. And then like Crissle's like yelling and scolding her. Well, this is always blows my mind when people are like doing rants on like Clubhouse, even Clubhouse, or like just in the mic and stuff. I can't imagine myself sitting in front of this microphone and screaming and yelling at it
It's a little bit weird.
like I lost my mind. It is weird. There's a lot of
Yeah.
weird. But Crissle was calling her all types of dumb bees and like just taking it over there. And then the thing that really struck people was like, she said that Cardi should pray that, she doesn't die on the surgery table doing a mommy makeover. And the funny thing is, like, even though when I saw a lot of critiques of it, they said a lot of people agreed that there is something a little deeper about it, because once she said that Stephon Diggs was ugly, the people were like, now this is just really coming from a mean and nasty place.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so what do you think about it? Because
Yeah.
I just think it was very just like mean spirited, and I just don't
Yeah.
understand why she was so invested in like this deeply
Yeah.
in all of this.
I've seen some people talk about this I was on TikTok too a little earlier, and I saw some people like posting a video about how she's a therapist. And I think, first of all, she helped dispel this myth, and we should all dispel the myth that she's not a therapist. She has a mental health degree, but she is not a therapist. And to her point in her video on TikTok and Instagram, or wherever else she posted, there is an exam you have to pass. There are certain clinical hours that one needs to complete in order to be a therapist. Now, does she have the understanding of how child psychology works and all of those things? But just like any other person who has a mental health degree and is a psychologist, they are still themselves. So you should not be looking to Crissle as the authority on psychologizing anybody. Let's just be clear. And then two, I think that it was, like you said, really layered. One, it's the like attuneness for me for her to just be this subset of person who is not a ghetto bitch who lives in the Bronx and is bored and having babies, as if like, those conditions are all the time. Now, sometimes they're self-induced, but we know that even those self-induced situations that one puts themselves in are also products of the system that they're in, because they ain't got no ride. All they know to do is fucking have kids. That's what they've been doing. And so somebody that understands child psychology and all these things, as you said, you would think that she would have a more like in-depth thought about that. And so I've been saying too that for a long time, to me, which is why I stopped listening to the read, that it goes beyond a read and it just goes into being mean-spirited. And to me, the read of it all was be like, I'm interested to see, what she gonna do, because history has said X, Y, and Z about how her performance is. And she been talking about how she gonna perform but can't really dance. And that's a read. Like, but now you're talking about dying on the table and mommy makeover surgery and raising kids and all of that, and you have no idea how this woman raises her kids. You have no idea. And the thought that you can compare her to Nick Cannon is also crazy. One who is purposefully procreating out of a more patriarchal and fucking fragile masculine idea of raising kids and sowing the seed and all this shit. Two different conversations. And so I think there's also this underlying like not necessarily racism, but sexism that exists here too. Like, women shouldn't be doing that, and you just negating the fact that the bitch. the woman was in a marriage with her husband and had those
Mhm.
kids. Got out of that marriage after she was being cheated on and had a crazy experience, met someone else and
Severely
chose
cheated on.
yeah, and had the option to find someone else and have a child. Tend to your business. And I think that is the
Mhm.
largest thing for me, because now you tiptoed in somebody's business so far that you let your slip show. And now you done said something
I love this
about,
saying.
yeah, like your slip is showing, and now you done let somebody, you let it be get recorded that you talking about somebody dying on a damn table. And what is more jarring to me is the fact that Beyonce went on stage pregnant more than one time, performed and do all that, and then the excuse of, well, it's Beyonce. No, it's not that it's Beyonce. It's the same woman that you should see yourself in, the same woman of color doing the same things that you're trying to do in the same similar industry in which you're doing it, which is why you have a brand to sit on and talk about. So, like, it's just wild for me that, to your point, it got that far. I was like, this is just really nasty. And it's also a pure reason why I don't listen to them anymore. I love Fury
Mhm.
Down. I think, their like arc in their space is cool, but like they sometimes just sit and find a reason to gripe every weekend because they're already unhappy. And so they get on the mic and they find anything to talk about, and they come from this most like the most like pitted, nasty corner that they can find, and it just doesn't sound fun to me. Sounds very nasty, and I don't be wanting to hear that shit.
You know
So
what's
that's my
crazy? Because
take.
I was actually gonna ask you ask you whether you think that we've kind of evolved past this type of thing, this type of show.
Yeah.
I I myself, same. I haven't really listened to it because it was just a lot. It's a lot of complaining, and there's a lot. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of grievance, and it is borderline mean and nasty, and like doing it in the name of comedy. And I feel like there's already. I know people love a good outlet, and of course, Crystal has this amen corner of the people who are like, well,
Yeah.
the people just gonna
Mm-hmm.
take up for it anyway. But like, I I I feel like we've just grown a little bit more in as listeners.
Yeah.
Um, and I feel like the way that they should talk about things probably should evolve a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more too.
Yeah.
Especially after you have gone through schooling for
Yeah.
for one. It's like it's
Girl,
for
they had
having
a whole
like
break for Fury's mental health, like it's like whole thing around his mental health and just like the things that he was dealing with. And you would think that one would come on with a little bit more like change, but to your point, to the earlier point, girl, y'all not reading, y'all just complaining and griping.
So Cardi B responded, and it was very mature, very
Yeah.
mature, very calm, very pleasant.
You just saying things just to say things. And as a grown woman in your 40s with no kids, you talking about, and I hope you don't die on a table, knowing that I have 4 children. Like, it's just very dark and it's very nasty. And like I said, I do understand, because I do understand how people kind of want, have an expectation of me and kind of wanted something from me. But it's like, I don't know. It's just, that was just kind of disgusting.
And she said that she was just like, why would you say that to a mother of four? Like, and she's admittedly said like she understands people have expectations of her, but the way that does not give you the right to be nasty. And she
Mm-hmm.
knows that a lot, and she knows that like raising kids is more than just money. And she explained she has those kids all the time, and she doesn't take long periods of time when she's not with them. She raises the kids. The kids love her. Obviously, the kids are taken very well care of,
Yeah.
and she ended really by saying like you can be in her business because she's a celebrity, but don't
Yeah.
wish no negativity and weirdness like on her.
That's
And I
really
get
what it
that.
is. That's really what it is right there. And what's so crazy to me is like people don't realize that you can shout what you want to shout in the microphone, but there are 1,000 people who are going to be on the other side of that microphone that are going to shout shit back at you. And so even
Mhm.
while we've been here, I'm sure that there have been times where I have like had very strong opinions about people, but I also realize that my opinion don't mean a goddamn thing. But here you go getting on
Mhm.
your internet, and then you gonna double down and you think, I know y'all are mad. Like that, do you feel cool because they are mad around you complaining about a woman who you don't know at all in real life? Just imagine if Cardi see her and him her ass up in person. Now what?
Okay. And let me tell you what's even crazier here, right? Um, Cardi mentioned she was like, "Sis, you're 40 something. You are 40 something." There's almost like a 10-year like age difference, if not more,
Yeah,
between them two. And and think that you 40 something, you picking on her like this, a pregnant mother.
yeah.
This is
And the
it's
people in the
really like
comments too
out of
talking about some.
hand.
She was being an auntie to her, and just that
No.
was auntie.
Well, you
You
don't
are
even
not
know
her
her.
auntie. Thank you. Like people kill me with that, but then let somebody else outside the community, right? Say
Mhm.
something. And just 2 weeks ago, she was saying nigga, and they was upset because she not black. Now all of a
Mhm.
sudden, you care about which black man's letting his seed up in her, and what she's finna do. Like it just it's mind boggling to me because just the other day, the internet's conversation was, well, if you ain't got no kids, you ain't got no business telling me about what you ain't got. There ain't
Yeah.
none of y'all niggas got no kids, and then here you go trying to tell her, a bitch that can spend money 6 times around the motherfucking globe on your ass, and you worried about her kids and what they're gonna get taken care of, and if they get raised by a nanny. Well, honey, you better hope you can raise your damn kids with a nanny, because the way you fucking going, you gonna fuck them up. So it just be like, I don't, people
Ooh.
are crazy. People are crazy.
Mhm.
Tend to your business. I'm learning in my older age that it is just much easier for you to
Mhm.
tend to your damn business. Just tend to your damn business.
Yeah. And I it's even though this is other people's business.
It
But you know what?
celebrity
you know
business.
what's but you know what's funny? And this before we just uh switch switch gears a little bit, I do want to say I will never just come up on these things like bashing her for one, even as a barb, because and this is just one thing that just really just always will stick out with me that I think is more important than a lot of other things. Last year, when she came out and spoke on behalf of Kamala Harris, and she was like very politically involved and stood on that stage, just like Beyonce and all those other folks. Like, I think that effort to keep the world from becoming what it has become
Yeah.
actively working to make things better. I think that supersedes any other opinion that I have of her.
Okay.
And um and because of that, like there's nothing that, whether I like her music or not, that is something that I think is very admirable, and I love that she activates people to continue to be active in that way and speak out about a lot of crazy stuff that we got going on in this world.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, this is this ended up being a great segue here.
Okay.
Jimmy Kimmy, Jimmy
Jimmy
Kimmy,
Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmy, rest in peace, Auntie Fee. That was
TV. Oh my God.
a legend. Okay,
A
that was a
legend. A
legend.
real one.
So Jimmy Kimmel, so we're gonna once again Voldemort this type of deal.
I'm
Because
screaming.
because this is not a say his name. This is
Yeah.
not one of
Yeah.
those situations.
We're not
So
doing
we
that.
are we are absolutely not doing that. So uh about I guess it was a week ago from when we're recording this, Jimmy Kimmel did a monologue, and essentially he said that the MAGA folks were desperately trying to characterize the guy, as Wendy
Mm-hmm.
says,
Killer. The killer.
the killer.
Mm-hmm.
The MAGA folks were desperately trying to characterize the killer as someone who was not one of them, right?
It's just crazy.
And they snatched he ended up getting snatched off the air. So the background of all of this, right? Of course, the conservatives have just turned this person into MLK, but from a business perspective, right? Nexstar is like they're like a distributor for like ABC. So Nexstar basically is like the gateway between all these subsidiaries. So if you live in, I don't know, Charlotte, then you might have like
Mm-hmm.
ABC 7 or
Right.
something or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're the
WSOC TV.
yeah, so they're like the middleman there, right? And there's this rule that these companies can only have I think around 30 like 8% of like of the market share of networks, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
stations. And they're trying to get the FCC to lift it so they can do this merger and make all this extra money. So of course they're cozy with the FCC and the FCC chair who was appointed by Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And the FCC chair, as we all know, Trump does not like any of the late night hosts anyway. Like he's already
Mm-hmm.
had it out for Colbert, Kimmel, and the rest of them are on the chopping block too.
Yep.
So the FCC chair basically said on a podcast at this, he was like, we can either do this the easy way or the hard way, which apparently is like a quote from like Goodfellas or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then so Nexstar complied, or just they heard, some people say things in the atmosphere, and that means, that means we need to do something about it without them directly telling you. So they threatened ABC, Disney, and that's how Jimmy Kimmel got off the air. I want to say this was like one of the most alarming things. And it's not even about whether you watch Jimmy Kimmel or not. The thing that's most alarming is them being able to take away your freedom of speech. And granted, the FCC cannot legally, like, because of these grounds, they cannot legally shut down stations and take these licenses away from like ABC and whatever. They can't do that because of First Amendment and whatever the case is. Even if it goes to the Supreme Court is very First Amendment. And
Yeah.
oddly, those super right wing people who do hate speech, the folks who love to do like a little piece of hate speech,
Yeah.
they've been on the side of people like us because they're
Mm-hmm.
like,
Like,
wait a
don't you
minute,
take my shit?
yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
they've been
Because I
on
want to call you a nigger.
okay, okay,
Mm-hmm. Yep. They want to
and
be
not
able to do that without retribution.
exactly, and of course the pendulum, praying God willing, the pendulum will swing the other way one day. And we
Mm-hmm.
could do the same thing for like a Vox, right?
Yep. Yep.
Um, so yeah, all this was just very concerning. And I'm like, could you imagine just even like for just imagine the government like, I don't like you watching uh Scandal because it's
Yep.
giving you crazy
Mm-hmm.
ideas and they just snatching it off the air. It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
bothersome to me.
Scary. It's actually really scary. Sanction media. I think that's what has been really kind of confusing to me, that people are like, I don't watch Jimmy anyway. And it's like, it's not about him. It's about the fact that
Hmm.
anything that you are ingesting could be snatched away because someone doesn't think it's worth your viewing. And that is how that's state sanctioned media. That is like North Korea kind of like
Yeah.
crazy shit.
China.
So like, yeah, so you don't want like that is not a thing that I can see happening, but it's that right wing Christian nationalism, honey. You got to be careful with it, and I'm telling you, it's gonna do you in every time. It's gonna do their own self, them own like the group that's trying to do it. It's gonna do them in too,
Hmm.
which is the craziest part about it, because you think about white women, specifically, who are like super right wing. That's pigeonholing you into birthing children, sitting in your
Hmm.
kitchen, making food, and becoming second-rate citizens to your husbands. Like, and so people don't even realize that, like, that extremism, it does not benefit anyone. Absolutely
Hmm.
no one, because it's not even sustainable for the most richest, powerful white men. Like, it's not even sustainable for them. They're turning on each other. Now, like you
Yeah,
just said,
they
you
are.
got right wing turning on each other for First Amendment rights. Poor Ted Cruz. I said it's got to be a cold day in hell when I agree with Ted Cruz and his response to the FCC chair. So it's crazy to think about what the hell is happening. But I'm glad that somebody is saying it, because so many people are like, it don't really matter. We don't even watch Jimmy. I'm never doing this. And it's like, we about to be. Yeah, it's not gonna be a thing that you care about until we getting the whip cracked on our
Mhm.
back and we back outside.
Just be too late. And I just want people to also think about this, right? The more they drive people away, or these just like talent and shows away from like network TV, that means your streaming prices are going to go up, because that's where they're going.
Yeah,
That's like, yeah, if you're already complaining that Netflix raises the amount like every 3 months, it's like another $10. Then can you
yeah,
imagine that there's
mhm,
only, because these tech companies, these are the oligarchs here, right?
yep,
They have exploded. And so whether it's, they go to YouTube and like YouTube ends up starting, I wouldn't be surprised if like YouTube really starts investing in like uh their own like streaming like
mhm,
avenue. I know they have YouTube TV and whatever, but
yeah.
like if if regular TV is like starting to fade away, these people
YouTube,
have
if
to
you
go
hear that, give my
somewhere.
boy some credit.
Clock it, okay?
Okay,
Um, but then we did get breaking news today, because while all this was happening, the folks were boycotting. The folks were like, "I'm
okay,
canceling Disney Plus, blah 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 blah. Hulu cancel," and they felt it in their pockets. Right? This year has been the year of just doing boycotts,
mhm,
and they've been working, and I love that. And the crazy thing is, I know Disney, this is not something that they really wanted to happen, because
yeah,
they've already been on like shaky financial ground for their television and their film, because Disney Plus has not like really hit it off this year, and like Max and like Amazon and Apple are really like, they're starting to get like a lot of, and Netflix of course. Netflix of
yeah,
course is always going to be the biggest one, but
mhm,
those other platforms are getting all these like really amazing like hit shows, all these awards. Disney Plus is like starting to fall behind a little bit there, and
yeah,
they
for
don't really
sure.
have a lot of great content, you know,
They
in
don't. They
general.
don't.
So this was just not something that they were trying to do. But all that boycotting happened, and they put in Jimmy Kimmel back on the air tomorrow,
Period.
which will be
That
on the
shit is crazy.
23rd. It is. It's
Oh,
very crazy.
wow. Wow. What an
Mm,
alignment. What an alignment. On the 23rd, Jimmy
yes.
Kimmel is coming back. Same
Hmm.
day as you know what.
Oh, what is that?
Armageddon's supposed to be happening tomorrow. The
Oh
Lord is
my
coming back.
God! Why did you wait a minute? So maybe he's not coming back.
Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not,
Maybe
because
he's
Jimmy
not.
Kimmel is coming back. Maybe, maybe, maybe
Maybe,
that
maybe.
is. Maybe that
Yes, there
is.
is.
The Lord
There
is coming back,
is.
and it's Jimmy Kimmel, honey.
Yes. Wow.
Wow.
He is
Wow.
risen. Oh
He
my
has risen from the
God.
dead, and he is
Could
Lord. My
you
God.
could
Would you have
you
ever imagined?
look how that look how that
Wow.
happened. Look how
Look
we
how that
put that
happened.
together.
We
Who knew?
did.
Who knew?
Who?
And for
We? God put
who
that together.
and so okay, so while we're here, Rapture Talk.
Rapture Talk. The
Rapture Talk.
craziest shit. Crazy fucking shit.
I have just been alerted about it the other day. I'm like, why are people talking about people getting they're gonna get raptured
Text
tomorrow?
me. I was
So
like, what is this nigga talking about? I was
yeah,
like,
okay.
Rapture
So
Talk. I was like, a dinosaur?
child. And then so a South African pastor Josh, he had a vision and a dream. Africa, Africa, Africa Twitter, they be wilding over there, especially South Africa Twitter, they be wilding over there.
What
But
the hell?
he had a vision, and he said that the rapture was gonna come within the next 2 days. So TikTok has been, the big question is like, are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, I just asked the people on. Well, actually, I'm not ready because I'm a little. So we might be here.
Not you might be here.
I
You
might
know
get left
what?
behind, honey.
I mean, I would just like if if I get left behind, I guess if we get left behind together.
Uh-huh.
Um
Uh-huh.
I would hope that someone at least leaves me a good check. At least leave me their earthly their earthly
They're
possessions.
earthly things. Yep, I can
Yes,
handle that. Just send them
please,
on to
please.
me.
Yeah, please, I'll take
I
it.
am screaming. Can you imagine how many people are gonna be? I literally saw on TikTok earlier today, there was a white woman
Mhm.
that said that her daughter had a vision
Mhm.
and a couple months ago. And then yesterday, she spoke and said something that the Lord gave her, and she looked it up, and it was Hebrew for new
Mhm.
moon. And the new moon is when the Lord is coming back. So it makes perfect sense. I said, now,
Mhm.
wait a minute. Now, wait a
Them
minute. Now,
dots
all before,
connecting.
no, because all before, what they said, astrology was the devil. Keep the astrology away from us. But now, all of a sudden, the new moon is going to bring the Lord back. Please get out of here with that. Like, what the hell? Literal.
So here's my question. It's always mind blowing to me when we talking about dates, the 23rd, 24th. Who is this American time? Like what?
Girl, I'm
Because
fucking
because
screaming. How you gonna be
are the
coming back in
people
South America and not in America afterwards? That shit is crazy.
okay? It's a scale. It's like Santa. He gotta go around the world. People get
Say he
raptured
coming.
one at a time, child.
Where that woman at from TikTok? She's like, show it to me, Rachel. Show it to me. Lord coming, honey. This is your day, woman. This
This
is
is
your
this
damn
is your
day.
day.
The 23rd. And what a more random day. Like, the 23rd of September, just the Lord gonna come back. And how many people own a Bible to this very second that can flip
Mhm.
to the Bible where it literally says that no man shall know the time nor the day? I'm
See,
confused. Do
see,
you not read?
these people be playing with the Bible, and they be playing, and it's crazy that this is coming from a pastor. So I don't even. That's a whole nother conversation.
Honey, make me sick to my ass. I just don't understand it. I don't
Um. So
understand
b-
it.
so before we close out this section in our things to watch, things to keep our
Mm-hmm.
eye on. This there's a singer named David, and I just want to bring this up because I feel like we're gonna
Oh
turn it into
yeah.
Nancy. I feel like we're gonna turn it into Nancy Grace because I feel like over the next couple of weeks when this unfolds, this is gonna be tea, okay?
Child.
So this singer and it's funny because we never heard of this guy before.
Mm-mm.
Um, but apparently he's a singer. He's on tour and he does well on Spotify or something, right? So there was a body of a 15-year-old Celeste Rivas that was found in the trunk of his Tesla.
She
A
was
Tesla.
15?
She was 15. She just turned 15 and the body was in the back of the Tesla. So
Absolutely not.
she's been missing since 2024. And all her mom knew was that she was dating this guy named David, but once again nobody who is this singer? So it's not like she would recognize this guy off of anything, right? Even if because he wasn't like a big name, I guess in the real world, but on the internet apparently he was, because apparently he's been in a lot of these chat rooms, and he's been putting pictures of himself with the girl in these chat rooms since she was 13. So there's this online trail, and he's also been putting references to her in his music too, but you know,
What?
yeah, yeah. So now that she's missing, she went. They found that body while he was on tour, so he wasn't he wasn't there. He wasn't caught driving this car or anything. But his label has paused, all promotions and all releases up until this investigation starts. So it's something that we'll just keep our eye on because I feel like
Okay.
this story is gonna get
I'm
really
stressed.
crazy.
You said 13 and 15, and this a grown ass man.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
grown.
Oh my
Anyway.
God. Mm.
All right. Wow. What a opener.
Wow.
What a
What an
opener.
opener. What an
Let's
opener.
get to
The
Is it really
tea.
that deep?
Hold up, weed is really that deep.
Yes, let's get to Is It Really That Deep? This one, I really struggled this week because, I don't be looking at the news like that. I'll be reading the news. I look at the news like once or twice a day, and I literally like look at the headlines and I go away because I can't ingest too much of it. But I was on NBC News and I was reading and I was tinkering. And and a couple weeks ago, I was on TikTok Live. I done made some friends on TikTok Live that live in Detroit. Shout out to the girls. Shout out to the girls, to Shamika and Chica Cheek and all of my friends over there, and Tyra and
Mhm.
everybody else. Anyways, long story short, they were talking about how the friend group, they be in a group chat or whatever, and they have gone on group trips before. And of
Mhm.
course, you know how when we get to planning group trips, everybody be in the chat like, "Ooh, girl, we about to go. Where we going? We can go here. Let's go here, here, here." Well, as the time gets closer, girl, my mama having a birthday party, honey, so I can't go.
Mhm.
Listen, girl, my car broke down, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to go. So the trip for 10 turns into a trip for two. So when I was thinking about that, I was like, this is interesting because one of my friends, she didn't go on the trip, but she made the executive decision like, I don't want to spend any money right now. I'm already trying to
Mhm.
stack my money. So I'm just gonna miss this one. Y'all go have fun. The next one, I went on the last one, y'all go to the next one. And so it made me think about like that's some real shit when you can just be honest ahead of time and say, this sounds very fun, but where I am
Yeah.
financially right now, throwing in a trip is gonna mess up where I want to go on a trip in the summer next year or wherever. So I came across an article that says, looking to invest more in their friendship, some are opening shared bank accounts.
Ooh, ooh.
Okay.
Oh.
So, long story
Mhm.
short, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this article was about a woman and her friend and her group of friends who have a bank account together. And they pay for the flights, the food, the hotel, the all the things ahead of time for in their joint account, and they put money in it and all the things, and it works for them. What is interesting is they have no real ramifications around how they
Mhm.
like debit the money. It's just like, here's what we need for the trip. You add to it. But should someone not want to go, should someone do any of those things, it can become messy. And so
Yeah.
it made me think about like, I'm in a group with 20 people, right? We
Mhm.
pay a deposit and we all put this money in here. And 6 people say, you know what? Nah, I'm good. Who get the money out of the account? Who's on the
Mm.
account that can withdraw the money, right? And then also say we made a deposit and the deposit is already paid and you can't go. Are we still friends afterwards? Because I need my money. Okay. So I wanted to know, do you think it is that serious to open a joint account? Okay. A shared
Mm.
account with your friends to promote you going on a trip, to do anything together? Any of your friends, would you have a shared account with them? Because I can tell you
You know
right
what's
now,
so
hell no.
crazy? What's crazy is that, like, I think the idea of it is cute. It's a
Mm,
cute idea.
yeah,
Is it practical?
absolutely not.
I don't know. I don't
No,
know. I
absolutely
don't
not.
know. I don't
Absolutely
know.
not.
Because this is like, I mean, this is something that you do with your partner, right? Like y'all
Thank
gotta
you.
think. Um, because I would be concerned, of course, like who has access. There has to be stipulations, there have to be rules. Like if you put the money in, no one gets it out, right? No one gets
No.
it out unless it goes towards whatever you're paying. And I feel like there has to be something around fairness because, you know, Cindy can't give $100 every paycheck while Brenda only gives 10 and expects to
And
have
see,
like
that's where it
the
gets
same type
messy.
of experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if y'all are if y'all had the rules to do like something split and shared and like work that out,
Yeah.
more power to you. But I just don't think that it wouldn't work for me.
No, no.
Uh, but because I don't know, even though I have good friends, I'm sure we be
Yeah.
wonderful, but but but
Uh-huh.
um you expand the group, and I'm sure because of course, I've been on trips where it's like people that you don't. So there's some people that you know are just meeting for the first time or
Yeah.
whatever on the trip in one of these groups. So like, could you imagine like somebody just pops that you don't know, they got access to this money and all that? Like,
Okay.
there's too many things. I don't even know if there's like any legal recourse that you can have
Yep.
at the
Yep.
end of the day,
That
wanting your
that
money
is
back.
it.
So
So that was interesting. I think the group of friends they were getting ready to celebrate their 20th year of being friends. And so what was interesting to me is one of the parts that she said it's fun for us because we can do little wagers, almost like a swear jar. She said, I'm training for a marathon right now, and one of my goals was if I skip my long run or if I skip any of my runs, I have to put in $5. That's
mm.
cute and all, bitch, but I'm not running. And so I'm not about to be putting in
Mhm.
$5 every time I don't do a run because life is hard and I might not run every day. And so here you go put in another what, $50 in the thing, and now you looking at me like, well, I've put $50 in here. Well, nobody told you to
Yeah,
put $5 in there every time we run. So it seems very much like a problematic thing. And me and Jimmy have a joint account, but then we also have our own separate accounts, and only certain bills are paid out of our joint account. So if me
yeah.
and my partner have a joint account, there is no way in hell I'm about to have no joint account. I love all my friends, like you said, but not gonna work for me, boo. Have
This
your get your
reminds
money
me
right.
this reminds me of during the
Jody is like,
pandemic.
please.
I know I don't know what he wants actually. But this reminds me of in the pandemic when people were doing susus. You
Girl,
know
child.
for the people who don't know, it's like everybody puts in it's like a pyramid scheme. Like everybody puts in some
It
money.
is because Jimmy ain't sent that $25 yet that he put in.
Yes.
Okay.
You put in the money, then one person ends up taking it out or something, or like
They
after
give it
they
to that
get to
other
the
person
middle,
and change it, and then they put another, and then they give the 25 back. Girl, that money been gone. Ain't seen it
and
yet.
then people right, because people will collect their coins and then leave and then never
Mhm.
respond again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that my sister was doing susu, but I get it. The pandemic was hard. People was doing strange things for change,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
folks were constantly running out on the tab, and so she had to let it go. And this funny thing, there's an American Greed episode. These black people were doing it, and they got caught up by the feds. So
See, So, long story short, it is not that deep, baby. We not
it's
getting
not
no joint
no.
accounts. To anybody out there thinking about getting a joint account with your homegirl, don't. You don't need one. Pay your money, let her pay her
Mm-mm.
money, and keep going on to do what you got to do because we gonna get to fighting down to the damn bank, down to the Wells Fargo. Should you tell me that you here to pick up my money that I don't put up in there and we had no conversation, we definitely boxing. So absolutely not. But really interesting article. I was like, not a whole joint account to go on a trip. It just won't work for me. Wouldn't be me.
Okay. It's cute
No, no,
though. Cute
thank you.
idea.
Yeah, very cute for somebody else.
All right. So if you have any, is it really that deep? Please DM us at
Send them
susthepod.
to us, okay?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. We'll be happy to read them aloud and answer the question. Is it really that deep?
Mhm.
All right. So the meat and potatoes of this episode, even though we've been talking about everything for about an hour now,
I know, right?
which
I
is
was just
really
looking at the
which is
time,
really
like,
crazy.
wow.
We was just going
I gotta
for it.
ensure
I,
this one, honey.
I just knew that like once we were getting into like the other people's business, I was like, I already knew this is gonna be thick. And we was only
Uh-huh.
talking for a couple things.
Yeah.
Um so the question of this episode really is the internet cooked? Meaning like have we just hit the point where it's just like trash and terrible now? And I bring this up because one of my friends I went to college with, Vinny, he brought this up on like TikTok or so, he does TikTok things. So he brought this
Mhm.
up.
Mhm.
I said, "Wow, this is a really great conversation point," because when I think back about it, when we first started getting on the internet, I don't know when was it for you, like in the late 90s maybe?
Yeah,
Early
yeah,
2000s?
late 90s.
Um, when you just started getting like just your feet wet, you had your AOL, you had your dial-up, and when the internet
Mhm.
was like mostly, at least for kids, what the kids were
Yeah.
only supposed to be doing was like
Mhm.
going to websites and
Yep.
playing like games like Cartoon Network and like go
Mhm.
there and like Neopets and like all those type of
Yeah,
things, right?
yeah. Mhm.
In some of us slipped into chat rooms.
Very much so. Did
Uh,
you see Live Dolls?
uh, or 321 Teen Chat, like things like that. Some of the
Okay.
okay, like the people were just popped up on these things, and I think it was just such a different experience because that wasn't most of our time.
Yeah.
Like it was the way that everything was built is that initially sometimes you couldn't be on the phone and the internet at the same time.
Yep. Mhm.
So there's automatic breaks there unless you have like a second line. Or just or you were just outside. You were in school, you were doing
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And this is also at a time where like you had like computers in like common spaces in the homes. So
Mhm.
it's like your mama is not about to sit up there and watch you be on the computer
She is
all
not.
day long.
'Cause you gonna
And
get
like
your
what you
ass up
doing?
out of here and go outside
Okay,
some.
okay, like,
Mhm.
what are you doing
Mhm.
on the internet? And now these days, because the internet is so accessible,
You
the
and your
the
mama
kid
sit in the house on the internet.
yeah, all day, all day,
Mhm.
all day.
Mhm.
So what was your experience like, and what do you think really just kinda changed about it? Because I
Yeah.
look, it's a crazy place now.
Yeah, I had a similar experience. Like my parents weren't ever internet really savvy, and then I also lived with my great grandma, so she definitely wasn't internet savvy. So I was allowed to like kind of play. So once AOL got a thing, they would send them in the mail to you to get you to get on the
Mhm.
internet. I knew how to read really early on, so I could always like read for comprehension pretty early. So I figured out how to run it, got it set up, and that was my thing. So I was getting on the internet way too early, seeing shit I had no business seeing, but I was a curious
Mm.
person, and I always
I
have
bet,
been.
I bet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
but like I think over the years, because the internet went through a phase where it was like, oh my gosh, just connection, access to information, and then it
Oh
weaved in
god,
between the
yes.
two to being like an information hub to being like a social platform. Now, I think that has just like but that spiral has kind of like gotten so crazy that now the connection is oversaturated and the information is distorted. So now it's just this weird thing. It's not about like sharing photos anymore and really seeing the humanity in other people and liking them and post like I think I saw somebody talking about Instagram the other day that we don't like random shit post anymore. It's always this curated
Oh, I
thing that
miss
is so
that.
specialized. Yeah, and I used to shit post. That was one of the things that I loved about Instagram is because I was this like little alt black kid that wanted to post a picture of a cactus next to a blue car, and that was cool for me. But then they don't do
Mhm.
that anymore. It's now like this thing where you have to be constantly on because people are trying to gather information about who you are with 10 slides. So I think it is cooked. I don't think we have the internet that we used to have where it was just like longing for actual connection and getting to know people. And now it's become over time like an access to too much information, too many people's lives. Hell, the conversation that we've been having this entire time has been around the internet and how it has been a tool for people
Yeah.
to platform their stupid ass opinions about people. So it's definitely
It
cooked.
and it's given us access to spaces that we really don't need to be in, right? Like,
Yep,
and I mean,
take me
like
out the damn group chat.
the dark web stuff.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
a lot of that stuff that's been out there, a lot of the conspiracies, all of that stuff that you would in the old internet, you had to dig for that. But
yep,
now because everything is so accessible, that stuff it spreads like wildfire, and then you add in these really advanced algorithms, right? So once you're in the hole, that's all
you're
you're
in it.
getting fed.
Yep.
Yep, it just more and more and more, and the things are just getting darker and darker, and then people are also saying like talking crazy. There's bots. The bots are like they created
Girl.
bots, and the bots are gaslighting people
Yep.
into
Yeah.
into doing more crazy things, right?
It is kind of
And
crazy, man. Wow.
yeah, and then on top of that, the platforms are filled with ads, ads, and more ads, and it's just like as you said, there used to be a time where you could post a pile of rocks and be like, "Oh, this is fun," but
Mm-hmm.
now the people, the monetization that has come from this as well, is like now people are posting for money or trying to get noticed or
Yeah.
like trying to promote products. It's not just like there's a random it's not like there's a face of like Clorox. It's like your homegirl is now she is a
Yeah.
Clorox ambassador, and now all her
What's up,
posts are
y'all?
her.
Actually, my phone
Yeah,
clean. I use the Clorox, y'all.
yeah, like now all her posts is her cleaning her house with like Clorox.
Okay. Like,
And
girl,
like
yeah.
this place has become so crazy that I don't think it's sustainable. And I think when we really just went off the cliff was, of course, the pandemic, and when people were
Yeah.
really inside and that's
Uh-huh.
all that we had.
Yeah, drove it right on up.
It did, and it's kind of scary to see, like, because the internet, the access that we have to the internet is still new.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. Like, widespread usage is only but like what, 20 years, 25 years
Listen,
now,
that's the crazy
where
part.
people yeah, like, so could you imagine how much worse it can get? And there's no checks on any of this really. So now it's just like freewheeling, and your
Yeah, and it's
government is
never gonna
trying
be.
to yeah, and your government is trying to control access to these algorithms. And one of those things is TikTok for sure.
Yep.
And I know how the people love TikTok. They're like the algorithm. This is where I'm getting all of my, the things that they don't tell you on the news and blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Now, guess what?
It's
Now
owned by
you
them.
got yes, those
Yep.
people they understand that, and they're putting their money behind that, and they'll control what so many millions of people see. And I'm just concerned, and I'm just worried where this goes. And I've been
Wow.
actively just trying to I need to get off. I need to unplug.
Yeah.
I think we'll
Mm-hmm.
be better people if we take some time to
Would
do
you?
that, but it's very, very, very hard.
I
And
have to get
especially
it
when the world
away.
is so crazy right now.
I have to get it away
We
like once a
we
day.
Yeah, like the world is too crazy, and I think we will benefit from taking a breath. And I'm just trying to listen to my own my own voice here, and like, yeah,
Yeah.
just put it down. But the news is crazy. The people are saying crazy things. I like so many things are happening at one time. It's just hard to manage.
It is. I think, yeah, if you don't take a break, you will literally break your brain. And I think that's the important part because checking out a little bit allows for your brain to reset so that you can make
Hmm.
sense of whatever the calamity is about to be. Like, I already know over the next, like, maybe 3 weeks, I'm about to be in the news. Kamala's book comes in the mail tomorrow. And so
Hmm.
you already know that people are about to be on the internet talking about what she's got in this book. And
Oh,
so
it's out tomorrow.
it comes out tomorrow, and I got my hard copy coming, and I got my Audible book, and I am
Guess I'm
listening
listening
in
to it
the
too.
morning. Okay, like soon as the whole
Hmm.
drop, I'm starting, so I cannot wait. It's crazy, bro. So it can consume you. So it is wise to take a lot out, but that's how you know it's cooked because before the internet was fun, it was just a place for you to still meet, but there were things that people wanted to do in real life. But now, like to your point, everybody's just loving to be inside. And we gotta
Oh,
change that.
yes.
So disconnect, put your phone down, boo, go touch some grass for sure.
Yes. And so, speaking of touching grass, we are at the end of this episode, and that is one of those things that
Period.
we need to do ourselves. Okay.
Yeah.
So, so this was
Period.
very enjoyable with a spirited
This was
conversation. Uh, and
spirited. Amal
Very
Umjomo
spirited
Jameo, he who is spirited.
and long-winded.
Period. Okay, I'm glad you followed up.
Yes. Caught it.
Period.
Caught it. Caught it. All
Okay,
right. All
good,
right.
good.
All right, y'all.
All right,
We
everyone.
will talk to you next week, and follow us on all platforms, sus_the pod.
Thank you
Except
so
on
much.
TikTok, where it's a sus pod. And that's
Really?
because you know what's so crazy? I cannot every time I keep trying to change it, it just not letting me do it. So I'm just
It's
it keeps
Trump.
like it's okay. Good night, y'all. Just follow us on all platforms. We love y'all. Boo boo. Bye, sus stars.
Bye-bye. Sus Stars has me so weak.